Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success. So today we are on episode 20, believe it or not. So we're episode 20. And our guest today is Melisa Soni, and our topic is building, well, it's actually from Kenya to Mexico. So building freedom, flexibility, and purpose through digital entrepreneurship. So that's our topic for today, and our guest is Melissa. But before we dive into our topic, let me introduce myself. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor. So I also want to remind everyone that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is register in the website that appears on the screen with your name and email address, and I'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into my website, you will register with your first name, last name, and your email, and then you will receive an email with two links. Okay, so that email will have the first link, which is to register for the live webinar. So we'll take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesday, one for Thursday, so you can register for either one or for both. And then the second link is for the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. So in addition to that, we invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Also, you probably wonder, okay, so I go to the website, I put my name and email address, I register for the live webinar. So what am I going to see on the webinar? Well, on the webinar, you're going to learn how our online business plan works. And also you have the chance to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's find out who are the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar. Okay, so our host for tonight is Tina. She's a retired business development manager. And our first panelist is Pinky. She's a registered nurse. We also have Pania, administrative coordinator. We have Hadisa, healthcare services administrator. We have Tashi, stay-at-home mom. We have Keith, retired oil gas professional. We have Maria, retired nurse educator. And we have Christy, regional sales manager. So as you see, we have all different walks of life, different ages, and different ethnicities, but they all have something in common, and that is they took that leap of faith to change their life and their family's life. So if you want to catch this live tonight, just have to register on my website that will appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the live webinar tonight, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. And our replays has subtitles in several languages. Okay, so let's dive into our topic for today. Okay, so like I mentioned before, so we are on episode 20. Yeah, so and our topic for today is from Kenya to Mexico. So building freedom, flexibility, and purpose through digital entrepreneurship. And our guest today is Melisa Soni. So let me introduce Melisa to you guys. So meet today's inspiring guest, Melisa. She's born and raised in Kenya and now living in Mexico. So Melisa's journey is a beautiful blend of resilience, adventure, and purpose. So raised by a hardworking single mom alongside 6 siblings, she learned independency early on. Her career has taken her from hospitality roles in Dubai to community outreach in the US. And now she's balancing part-time tutoring with running her own digital business. She started her business in 2023 while traveling, seeking flexible income in a new country, and found a way to work from anywhere with just her laptop. So now, as a business owner and mentor, Melissa is passionate about helping professionals build online income streams without sacrificing their career or passions. So get ready to be inspired by her story of freedom, flexibility, and global impact. So let's bring Melissa to the studio. Hi, Melissa. Thank you for coming.
Hi, Sandy. Thank you so much for that introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. So would you like to? I know I introduced a little bit, but would you like to introduce yourself to the audience so they get to know you a little bit
Yes,
more?
yes, absolutely. Hi, everyone. In case you're coming here for the first time and you've not seen me before, as Sandy introduced me, my name is Melisa, and excuse me, I was born and raised in Kenya, and as she said, I come from a very big family. And when I finished college, then that means I had to figure out life by my own. Thanks be to God that my mom had already created that independence and the curiosity to keep moving on with life. So I've worked in the hospitality industry in Dubai, and then I transitioned to Mexico in 2022. I'm married. I live here with my husband in Mexico, but and with my family as well. But in between living in Mexico, I've also transitioned to United States. And my background is in hospitality industry, but I have juggled a lot of jobs, from hospitality industry to coming to Mexico, doing a bit of tutoring, going to United States, doing a lot of voluntary work as well, working with the community, helping the needy, the society in California, in Redwood City. So yes, that's me. And right now I run my own digital business, but we'll dive into that as we continue with the interview. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you so much, Melissa, for your introduction. Okay, so let's dive in into the questions. All right. So first question for you. So, what was the biggest challenge you faced trying to rebuild your career in a new place, and how did the online business shift things for you?
Well, as I've said, that I've transitioned in different countries. So my challenges are many. So I'll just mention a few. And one of some of them, the major ones, is every time I moved to a new country, I needed to figure out so many things. First, it was a new country that I was not used to, so the system, the structure is different. Secondly, sometimes I had to deal with language barrier, like moving here to Mexico. I was living in a small town. My husband comes from a very small town in one of the states here in Mexico. So figuring out how to transition into my career was a big challenge. The thought, and I know many immigrants can relate to this. You have the skills, you have the education, you have studied, but when you move into a new country, it feels like you have to start over again. So I had the drive, I had the skills, but figuring out what to do was really a challenge for me. And so I had to pick up whatever was possible for me to do at that moment. So when I moved to Mexico, for example, I realized my strength was English. I can speak English. So I picked up on a job of teaching English, even though I didn't study to be a teacher, but it was easy for me to do that. And yes, I may say it was easy, but I had to do thorough training. Imagine like you've just grown up, just speaking your own language, but now you have to be like a teacher. So, but anyway, thanks be to God for the grace that He used to give me. So, those are the challenges that I have faced, because it's really challenging to fix to adjust in a new country, adjust in the system. And actually also, every time I moved, I have to work on my papers as well. That's also something that was also challenging. So those are the things that I can say in terms of the challenges that I face. And now that I run my own digital business was just a big shift of something that I never knew that I could do. So I'm so grateful that God gave me this opportunity, and I had been praying when I was going through all those challenges, navigating. Yes, I was enjoying a lot of things as well. You know, being in a new country, you're visiting places, you're experiencing good things, but back in your head, you know, you have a lot of whys. I have my biggest why was, you know, I wanted to build, you know, my career in terms of being financially stable. I wanted to support my family back at home. I wanted to support my husband during that season. Actually, when I moved to Mexico, he was experiencing ankle pain due to an old basketball injury. So he couldn't actually stand and work for so long. So a lot of things were going through my mind. But at this moment, I'm so grateful because God brought in this business opportunity, this digital business that I never thought that existed actually. So, in brief, that's what I can share, Sandy. I know you have other questions for me.
Yes, thank you. And we have a comment here from Joseph Gita Shani. So he say hi. Hi, Joseph. Thank you for your comment and thank you for watching.
Hi.
And we also have a like emoji from Danielle Pickering. Thank you, Daniel. And also we have a heart emoji from Maurice Sangare. So thank you everyone for your like and heart emojis and for the comment. Relating to your answer and your story, yeah, I think a lot of immigrants, you know, that they come to a new country, they will relate to your story. For example, you know, my parents when they came here, same thing, you know, they couldn't do the same profession that they did in Panama. um, my mom, I think she was a little bit more lucky that she finds something, you know, more related to what she was kind of like doing over there. But my dad, on the other hand, he for him was really hard. So he, you know, he had to go back and study, and then he studied, and even after he finished to study, they were going to send him, you know, to the pole north to work. So that's too cold. We were already, you
Yeah.
know, like we live in Montreal at the time, you know, and Montreal is already cold, but pole closer to the pole north, that's even colder. And coming from, you know, a tropical country, that's like too much change for us. So he decided to do other stuff, and you know, find another route. But yeah, so we relate to the a lot of immigrants will relate to your story about that and all the different challenges that you face, you know, like paperwork, you know, because you have to start in a new country,
Yeah.
uh, and the culture shock. I'm pretty sure you also had culture shock probably too. I did when I first came to Canada. You know, I did had culture shock, and sometimes even on this, from one place to another in the same country, I
Yeah.
had culture shock when I moved from, for example, from Montreal to Vancouver. I had a little bit of culture shock because it's even though it's the same country, it's like um, two different no culture, but you know, like it's different. I don't know, different society. Like more is one European, and the other one is more, you know, like I don't know, but I got used to, you know, but yeah. So I guess for you, you know, like especially, you know, for Mexico, was it a big culture shock for you or like a big change?
Yes, yes. In terms of food, actually, I'm vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. So you know, Mexicans love food, you know, a lot, and they cook a lot. And yeah, so a lot of culture shock.
Yeah. So in terms, you know, like you see this online business came as a blessing. And that's good because, you know, I think it comes to a lot of people also, you know, like it kind of came to a blessing. So I do
Mhm.
relate to you. For example, like I've been looking for something like this, you know, long time. Before I found this, like 5 years before I found this business, I was looking for like a portability business, kind of like what you're doing now, like a portable, you know, laptop. lifestyle.
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't know how to do it, and then, 2023 came, and then I had a setback there in my industry, and that's how I found this opportunity. So that setback turned out to be a blessing. So I do understand when you say this came as a blessing to you, seeing in the circumstance that you were at the time, and then, this online business opportunity came to you as a way out, and be able to help, your husband financially too. So thank you for sharing that. So second question for you. Can you walk us through the moment you discovered this business opportunity, and what made you say yes, and how did you know it was the right fit?
Well, I came across this digital business when I was tutoring. I was here in Mexico. And even though I had gotten a job, I was tutoring. What they were paying me was very minimal. As I said before, I don't have any teaching experience. So I think they started with the basic for me, something small to survive. And when I say it was minimal, yeah, compared to my previous work. So I was grateful that God gave me the opportunity to find something to keep me busy, to distract my mind. But deep down in my heart, I knew that I wanted more, as I've shared before, that my why was big. I wanted to support my family here in Mexico, my husband, back in Africa as well. It's a culture for us to support our family back at home. I wanted to do a lot of things, travel. I mean, Mexico is beautiful, yeah. So those things kept, creeping in my mind. So meanwhile, while I was teaching, I was always busy looking for something I can do extra because what I was doing was part time. Always on my computer after I finish teaching work, I am always looking for something. And I don't know how long it took. And meanwhile, I was praying. So I don't want to put the fact that I was praying. I was also to give me something that I can do. And just to put in things in between there, my husband was also planning to move to United States. So I knew that I was only going to work here for few months and then I was going to transition again to another country. And I remember one day I came across this opportunity on one of my social media feeds. As usual, we are always scrolling, and an ad just popped in, and I was curious about it, and I checked it out. And as they say, the rest is history. And a lot of things grabbed my mind when I saw this business opportunity. One, it was the mentorship because it was working in the online space. I've never worked in the online space. So when I saw that it came as a package, there's mentorship, someone was going to walk along with me, the community was going to walk along with me, and also realizing that wow, there's something that is out there that someone can do. When I saw the webinar Sunday, I was so amazed to see everyday people just like me, immigrants, professionals, hardworking moms, hardworking dads, name them, doing something that was giving them, flexibility without giving up everything. I remember that some were still doing their normal daily grid of 9 to 5 while they were building something meaningful for the future. So when I saw that, okay, I am teaching, I can do something here, I said, what, I'm going to check it out. And as they say, the rest is history. So for me, it was just like, God had just answered my prayers. Like I found something and I realized, like, okay, there's something that I can do. Even though I don't have experience, I found something that I can check it out. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for sharing, Melissa. Yeah, I do relate to all the things that you mentioned. Um, like you mentioned, one of the things that uh, when you found this opportunity, and you say like you pray before, and then your prayer was answered through
Mhm.
this ad that you were able to see. And I think a lot of people in the community, same thing, that were praying for a solution on their problem that they're having. um, and same as you know, when I saw the webinar, and I saw all these people, you know, from different walks of life, normal people like you and me, you know, and immigrants, and you know, and no immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
The That's one of the things that, you know, attracted me, you know, like the global online community. You know, seeing how a lot of people from all over the world were found this online opportunity, and this online opportunity was changing their lives. Um so that's one of the things. And the other one is, you mentioned about the mentorship, because you didn't have any online business. I didn't have any online business experience either. So that was one of the things also that I did like, because before joining this, or before finding this online opportunity, I was about to start another business. But then I saw this one, and then I started to, as I went through and finding out more, it was checking all the boxes. And one of the things that they had there was the mentorship, like you mentioned, because
Mm-hmm.
on the other business that I was going to, I had to pay for mentorship.
Yeah.
Okay. And I only had that person for the period that I was paying. So if I pay for 1 month, if that mentor was going to be with me only for 1 month. And after that I was on my own. So when I found out this opportunity, same as you know, when I found out the mentorship, we have mentorship, you know, and that mentor is with you for your whole journey as in the online business. That was something like us. I was really grateful, because, you know, doing things on your own is not easy.
It's
You know,
not.
to try to figure out by yourself is not easy. And that's the what makes the difference when you have a mentor, because the mentor will help you to avoid mistakes that they either
Mhm.
have made, or that, you know, they learn from others, so they don't want you to do the same mistakes. Because the idea of having a mentor is kind of like shorten your what they took them, you know, to get to where they are. They are trying to shorten it to you, so you don't have to take so much time as they did. So that's the idea of having a mentor and guide you, you know, so to avoid those mistakes. So having that mentorship is amazing. um
It is.
yeah. So so how do you know when it was the right fit? But I guess, you know, when you found this opportunity, you saw hope, you know, that you were able to help, you know, your husband and your family back home in Kenya, because you say that's those are your whys, um, you know, to be able to help family back home and your husband here. So yeah, so this is an online business opportunity that it's not a rich quick scheme. So I just want to say to everyone
No.
as well, you know, it's not a rich quick scheme. It's not something that happened like that. No, it takes some time, but it's like, let's give it a like example. It's like a compound. So it starts small, but it keeps growing and growing. So that's why, you know, a lot of people, you know, they started this journey, and now today they're very successful. They're actually millionaires. Some of them are making like six figures per month, you know, just to give an idea. But, you know, you have to do your work at the beginning, and then, you know, as you go through, you know, it keeps increasing. Then you don't have to put that much amount of hours as you did at the beginning. But it takes commitment. It takes consistency. You have to do your training, um, and you have to believe in yourself, and always remember your why you started, because it's not an easy journey. You will have your ups and downs. So when you are down, you gotta remember your why you started this, you know, because your why is what is gonna keep you fueling to keep going in your journey, and to be able to achieve that success that you want to achieve. Okay, so third question for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. So you now help others earn online while keeping their job. So why is that mission so close to your heart? And what advice would you give to someone afraid to start?
Well, I've been in that shoe, so I know how it feels like to crave for change.
Hmm.
And at the same time, you want something that is secure. So actually one thing that I love about this business is a business that you don't have to quit your daily grid, your 9 to 5 job. You can start this business as you continue working. So I love the flexibility. And now that I've shared my challenges, I consider myself as an immigrant,
Mhm.
and I've seen people, I've had people's challenges, as immigrant, and some of them are even more harder than me, because when I started my digital business, I was staying with family, so I really as I said, what they were paying me was very minimal. So it was just something for upkeep, but I was staying with family. So I really that
Oh,
sometimes
Melissa.
they
Sorry, Melissa.
they have to leave their kids to be in that shoe. I have faced challenges, and mine, I consider them not to be very hard, but I've seen people who have gone through hard challenges. So because of that, I have this very big heart to help other people just like me, professionals or any other person who is willing to take a leap of faith to see what this digital business can do to them. That's
Mhm.
my mission. I know I prayed for this digital business opportunity and God answered me. So I know and I've seen how this business has changed so many people's lives. You know, people sometimes they start, everybody's journey is different. I've seen people quit their job 1 year starting the business. I've seen people, sharing their success, and I've seen people cry because of this business, like they didn't know, like God can do for them a miracle. So I'm in that mission of helping people. And in case you're out there, you are wondering, like, is this real? Yes, I'm here to tell you that this is real. All you need to do is check it out. The first time is just to check it out. See the free webinar that we have every Tuesday and Thursday. Actually, today we have one. Just check it out. Register in one of our websites, put in your name and your email address, see everyday people just like me and Sandy, how this digital business has changed their life. So I don't have much to say. All I'm saying is right now, take a leap of faith and watch the free info session. And if you need to pray before you watch the free info session, please do. And after you watch the free info session and you feel in your heart, yes, I'm ready to dive into this, please do. If you're at that point where you're looking for change, you're tired of living the kind of life that you are living right now, you don't have time for your family, you're struggling to pay mortgage and a lot of things, take a leap of faith, watch the free webinar. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Melissa. And yeah, you say that you have seen, like so many people changing, and yes, um, and sometimes, like we think our problems, is our bad, but when we hear other people's stories on their journey, how they started, and to where they are today, successful, we saw that, their struggles were even worse, and they were able to succeed. So um,
Yeah.
so that really, like is an inspiration. So like you mentioned, for people that are out there, watching us today, um, if you are in that position, where you encounter yourself, where you're not happy with the life you are living right now, because you're having some financial struggles, or you need more time to be able to be present for your family, this is an opportunity, like Melissa mentioned, to be able to change that situation, you know and like Melissa said, pray to God. If you believe in God, pray to God, and God will answer your prayer, and then take a leap of faith and watch the free info session we have. Like Melissa mentioned, we have one tonight, So if this, info session, this online business opportunity resonate with you and you want to know more in detail, you can learn more. But it has changed so many lives. We have seen people, like Melissa mentioned, people who were able to pay all their debts. They were like 84,000 K in debt. So they were able to achieve that. And then after that, they were able to pay for their mortgage. So they're mortgage free. There's so many testimonials that we have seen with our own eyes in this, on how this online business opportunity has changed many people's life. But like we mentioned before, this is not a rich quick scheme. Okay, it takes time. Everyone's journey is different. So one tip: do not compare yourself to others, because you have your own journey, and everyone has their own journey. So but the important thing is, like, you have to do your work, you have to do your training, um, and you have to remember always your why, because it's not an easy journey, especially at the beginning. It's not going to be an easy journey. You're going to have your ups and downs. But if you're consistent, if you're persistent, if you have the right mindset, and you remember always your why, you're going to be able to achieve, and to have that success, and that have that lifestyle that you were looking for. That if you're looking for more financial stability, you will have that. Or if you're looking more for time freedom, flexibility, you will find that. So but it is visible. It's just you have to have the right mindset. You have to have put the work to it, and understand that this take time. Now it doesn't take the same time, like you will work until 67 years old, and then when you work, you don't get that much money. This one, it takes, in average, just to give you an idea. So in average, people are doing this between 3 to 5 years in average. So they're having their success. There's some people that do it like so fast. We got people in the community that have done it in 6 months to achieve their success. So, but like we mentioned, everyone's journey is different, um, but it is visible. So if you put your mind to it, you can achieve that success. So, we want to say thank you. We have arrived to the end. Want to say thank you to Melissa for coming here and share your journey, your story with the viewers. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will relate to your story because they might encounter the same situation as you were, being an immigrant in a new country, facing those challenges, the language barrier, culture shock. Especially, a lot of immigrants, they come to a country, thinking that they can do their profession, but when they come here, they realize that's not the case. So they have to do something else. So thank you for sharing that. I hope so that everyone get inspired by Melissa's story, and you take that leap of faith, to start changing your life and your family's life. So, like we mentioned, if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, and looking for that better lifestyle, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address. We do have a free info session tonight, a live webinar, where you can learn, how our online business plan works, and you get to hear from panelists of that webinar who are members of our community, who will be sharing their journey, like why they decided to start this online business, and how this online business has transformed their lives. Um, so when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. So the first one is to register for the live webinar, which will happen. We will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesdays and Thursdays, which are the days that we do our live webinar. What time is in Mexico for the live webinar, by the way?
It's 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay, so 7 p.m. in Mexico. Um, and then, oh, that's CST. Okay. Yeah, so 7 p.m. So 7 p.m. CST, 5 p.m. EST, and 8 p.m. EST. So, and the second link that you will receive is the replay link. So just in case you cannot make it to the live webinar, you can also watch the replay, catch the replay of the live webinar, and watch it at your own convenience. Now, we also invite you to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So on the webinar, you're gonna learn how our online business plan works, and you also get to hear from the panelists. Would you like to give me a hand to mention read the panelists?
Um, oh, sure. So for today's webinar, which is happening on Tuesday, we have our amazing host. She goes by the name Tina. She's a retired business development manager. And then the panelists, we have 7 panelists. So we have Pinky. Pinky is a registered nurse. So she's running this digital business as she's still working and serving other people. We also have Pania. She's an administrative coordinator. Hadiza, a health service administrator.
We also have Tashi, a stay-at-home mom. We have Keith, retired oil gas professional, and Maria, retired nurse educator, and Christy, a regional sales manager. So as you see, we have different walks of life to that have taken that leap of faith to change their life and their family's life. So, if you want to catch this live webinar tonight, all you have to do is register in any of the websites that will appear on the screen in a few minutes, and then you should be able to attend and hear their stories, and also learn, how our online business plan works. Our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: as Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic, and our replays have subtitles in several languages. Okay, so we have arrived to the end. So we want to wish everyone happy and blessed Tuesday for those
Tuesday.
who are on Tuesday, and happy and blessed Wednesday for those who are on Wednesday, and happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. And like we mentioned, oh, we have a like emoji also from Jessie R. Vera and Susu Lover and Maurice Sangares. So thank you so much for your like emojis and for watching the live with us today. We want to say thank you to our special guest, Melisa, for being here with us today and sharing her time and her journey, her story with us and the viewers. So thank you so much. So until the next episode of the Real Talk Journeys of Resilience and Success, stay tuned for tomorrow, another episode, another guest. So thank you everyone for watching. God bless you all and see you tomorrow for another episode. Bye everyone.